Thing. All right,
Are we recording?
we are. We're up on broadcast too. What's up, guys? It's
Person, 0 people.
it's GJ and JR.
Hey there.
This is G.
Yeah, we're continuing our discussion. I guess we're just talking, chilling out after work. I'm playing some Dreamlight Valley as normal. I'm joined with G.
Looks like Killzone to me.
Yeah, I miss Killzone.
Look at those Hellgas right there.
Look at this special Hellgast armor.
Oh no, that's not. That's Final Fantasy VII. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's Sephiroth.
So how's your day today?
Uneventful, but sorry. It started early. I woke up at 5:30.
Oh yeah, because of morning practice.
Yes, it's a morning practice. Woot, woot.
Oh, look at that. My battery's dying already.
No, all right, so while his battery is dying, I will take over momentarily. JR here is a level 34 Gryffindor
Slytherin.
in this game.
Slytherin.
Slytherin in this game. He's about to fight Bowser on the 3rd level of the Jurassic Park Visitor Center on this Sega Genesis.
Very intense battle about to go underway.
Do you not have a 3rd controller? I thought you did.
No, I only have 2.
Really?
For my PS5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you finally got a 3rd controller.
Dude, these controllers are expensive.
How much are these controllers? I don't have a PS5, so I...
Trust me, you don't want to know.
Okay. Be much happier not knowing.
Yes, you are. All right, let's see. I guess I'm playing down here on the ground for a while. Ugh. Ow.
Not as much stability against this coffee table. Ooh,
No.
JR got a new coffee table.
I did get a new coffee table. It's a nice coffee table.
Are we Drift Gaming 4? Is that what we are?
Yes, we are Drift Gaming 4 because everything else was taken.
I'm just making sure that we're... Yeah, we are. Okay. Oh, good heavens.
To be honest, I don't even know how we started our discussion last night. We just started talking about...
Well, okay, so you were in... and no one's going to see last night's discussion, so I guess I got to set up some context. So you were in the Incredibles costume.
Oh, no, we started off talking, what's your favorite Disney movie? And you said Lion King, obviously. Lion King's amazing. And then you expanded and said Pixar, it's got to be in the Incredibles.
That's right, I did. Which you were also in Incredible costume at the time.
Yeah. I can go back.
And I did say Incredibles, and we went on this massive, discussion about the Incredibles and how it kind of was not following a trend, but one of the trend setters, since it was kind of at the beginning of the whole superhero boom, relatively.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't know how close to the beginning it was to the superhero boom. We had no idea superhero movies were going to be as rampant as they are now.
Truth.
You know what I was thinking about after we had that conversation?
What's that?
Was so when Iron Man, the first Iron Man came out, I remember reading a review for, I think, the Chicago Tribune. It was the newspaper that Roger Ebert wrote for.
Oh yeah.
I think it was on the Roger Ebert website, but it was another reviewer, and this reviewer started off his 4-star review of Iron Man. I might add, he started off his 4-star review saying, "We need another superhero movie like we need another Bush administration."
Oh God.
And this isn't, I'm not going to get into politics. Whatever your politics are, I don't care at all. But I think the main point was that even in 2008, there was already critics and people out there feeling superhero fatigue.
Yeah.
They had no idea what the next, 13, 14 years were.
Why is this so freaking hard? All right. I'm just fishing. Why? It shouldn't be that hard.
So I gotta ask, have you tried to get back into She-Hulk?
No.
Okay.
I have not tried in the least bit.
Okay, and I have no interest either, but I'll tell you something that kind of lures me. And it makes me mad because now I see what Disney's doing and I see what Marvel's doing. A part of me wants to keep going just to see Daredevil.
Oh, I know.
It's like,
Hey,
so they like,
I gotta run real quick.
they lose me. They lose me because the She-Hulk is just terrible. It's just not a very good show. But they really want to keep me around, of course. And so they lure me in with the thing I loved the most about the Netflix shows was Daredevil. And that was, oh man, they're playing a game here, and I'm not sure I like it. I'm not sure I like it at all. Is that a squirrel with the Incredibles costume? If JR were here, he would be like, yes, it is. JR's not right here right now. And the bubbling going on, the bubbling sound effects right now, that's like the sound of my stomach. I just had 2 hot dogs. They were fantastic. Not wieners. No homo. Would I get in trouble for saying that? I don't know if that... Is that in vogue? Is that okay? I don't know. I really don't know anymore. I can't keep up with the trends anymore. But... something else I was thinking about yesterday was when we were talking about... Jared was asking me about The Incredibles 2 and how whereas the first Incredibles felt like a trendsetter, Incredibles 2 felt like, it got lost in the shuffle of so many other superhero franchises out there. And, his big question to me was, okay, so what would you like to see out of a third movie? And I simply replied, I would like to see a movie that, only uses the superhero genre as a backdrop and not as, its go-to. Basically make another movie, but use this whole superhero genre as a backdrop, something in the background so that the movie can stand out from the massive library of superhero movies that are out right now. And he said to give some examples of things that do movies that do something similar. And at the time, the only example I could give was All Monsters Attack, better known as Godzilla's Revenge in the States. And in that movie was directed by Ashiro Honda, who did the original Godzilla movie, and frankly, the best Godzilla movies in the series. And that movie gets so unfairly maligned because it does something different. It's not really a Godzilla movie. It just uses the Godzilla franchise as a backdrop. The movie is really about this, kid growing up in the late 1960s, early 70s Japan, which is really difficult because at the time the housing market was awful. All the best jobs were in the city, and if you wanted to live close enough to the city to work there, you had to take these like apartments that weren't really apartments. I think JR and I both have apartments that are bigger than
back then, apartment buildings in Japan were like literally sardine boxes.
They were, and they were for whole families too.
Yeah.
Like we both have apartment spaces that are bigger than what whole families lived in.
Yeah, because families in Japan were basically sleeping on top of each other.
For the most part,
the bunk bed was not a cute little twins idea. It was.
It wasn't a bunk bed.
Yeah, well, it was like literally a compartment.
Yeah, well, they were all like sleeping in the same room together, essentially. Yeah. So, and I don't think they even had bathrooms. They had like outhouses.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, anyway, that movie is about, this coming of age story. This kid who's growing up in this time where both of his parents are working all day, and his mom is only, so late to get home. She can't make dinner or anything like that because she's pushing through the horrible traffic in Japan to get back home. The nuclear family has been completely destroyed in Japan at this point in time. So he has to kind of fend for himself, and so he imagines himself going to Monster Island. The Godzilla series is literally just a film series in this movie. And he also has to fend for himself against these crooks, these fugitives who robbed money. And that's also kind of a sign of the times. People desperate for money who didn't want to work the long hours and the long commute, and they cross paths with this kid. And a lot of Godzilla fans hate this movie just because they don't like the fact that it's about this kid. They don't like the fact that it's about regular people doing, regular things in Japan at the time, which is what Ishiro Honda always wanted to make. He always wanted to make, just nice pictures about people living their lives in Japan. He wanted to get away from science fiction and monster movies, but he never got the opportunity until this movie popped along. And he saw his opportunity to kind of do that. He just used Godzilla as kind of like a backdrop for it, because that, whenever the kid daydreamed or went to sleep, he dreamed of, talking to Godzilla's son and watching Godzilla fight these monster battles, etc., etc. So that's an example of a movie that takes a franchise but puts it in the background to focus on something completely different in the series. Another example, and I didn't think of this until after we stopped streaming last night, was the 2017 Power Rangers.
Oh God, yeah.
That movie is a drama set against the Power Rangers backdrop, and a lot of fans didn't like that either. A lot of fans wanted the tried and true, what we've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times before. I, for one, was really happy that we got basically the Breakfast Club, but as superheroes. I thought that was definitely a new take on the material. I think the idea of, writing a Power Rangers story that's a drama more than an action film was really exciting to me, and I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed the characterization and everything it meant. I think that's another good example of doing something against the backdrop rather than following a trend. And it occurs to me, JR, that I'm like listing movies like, All Monsters Attack, Power Rangers 2017. I'm listing movies that are kind of controversial because they do something different. But I genuinely think these movies are actually quite good despite the consensus of some people. And I think that if an Incredibles 3 is to succeed from a storytelling point of view, it should do something similar.
Yeah, no, totally.
So, I mean, it might lead to a lot of division. But, I mean, the second movie already divided fans of The Incredibles,
yeah,
so why not? Take the risk.
I mean, The Incredibles, like, for a movie that was so, like, praised for doing something different, I'm surprised it got so much, like, backlash, because this is another conversation we're having.
Which movie?
Incredibles 2. This is another conversation we're having about when does this take place, like time wise? Because the music, the futuristic cars, it's kind of a little.
Well, the retro cars.
Yeah,
everything retro is about it.
Yeah.
And yet, the first Incredibles movie, they had a van that looked fairly modern.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to think it just kind of takes place in its own little world where it's a mishmash of all these styles, and it works. The second movie, for me, just doesn't work because it keeps the characters away from each other too long, and there's less drama between the characters. Mm-hmm. I think the drama between Elastigirl and her husband, Bob. Helen is Elastigirl. I can never. Well, what's his superhero name?
Mr. Incredible.
Oh shoot!
Are you kidding me right now? On both costumes, it's a giant eye for Incredible.
I thought it was just there for erect. Spelled with an I.
As I slowly turn back to you.
Irect.
I wrecked her. Damn near killed her.
I don't know, I liked the drama between them more in the first movie. I felt like there was more on the line with him lying to her and trying to figure out what he was doing, thinking he might be cheating on her and stuff like that. And we don't get those same kind of stakes in the second movie.
No.
We just, Bob just kind of accepts that he wishes she was still around and, plays Mr. Mom at home.
Yeah.
While she goes off and does, secret agent superhero things, which on paper really does sound interesting. In execution was kind of boring.
Yeah. No, totally.
I don't know what went wrong. Maybe they just dragged it out too much.
I don't know. I mean, because as you're saying this, I was reminded of one of the best parts about the first movie is when she comes to rescue him and he's all like tied up or whatever it is, and he's telling her to leave, take the kids, go, and she's like, "I'm not leaving you," and he's like, and he's trying to say, "I'm not strong." And she's like, "This has nothing to do with strength." And then he drops that line where he's like, "No, I'm not strong enough to lose you again."
That was my favorite scene in the movie
and
too. Yeah.
The Incredibles 2 just didn't have that. It didn't have that kind of passion.
Didn't have those stakes. Didn't have that kind of drama.
Because he thought she died. He thought they all died.
Okay, Goofy's nose really bothered me right there. I think it was kind of flopping too much.
His nose?
Well, yeah, when you had it paused and you're just looking at him, it like, not just the tip, like the full-on snouticle. It's kind of like...
Snouticle.
You heard me. I don't know, you can't see it from here. I think it's flopping up and down a little bit too much. It bothers me.
All right, Goofy, we're going to follow you. Does your nose
You know what also bothers me?
What's that?
His running form. Good grief. Look, he's like bent forward and like... What is that?
It's Ezra Miller.
I think he's running heel to toe. Oh, God, it's Ezra Miller in The Flash.
It is. That's exactly what it is. That makes me happy right there.
Oh,
he did
God.
the perfect cast.
Dude, even when he's standing there, he's leaning over.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the chiropractor bill?
Dude, I don't want to imagine the chiropractor bill. Because I go to the chiropractor. And I know dude is effed.
My chiropractor bill isn't that high. I'm glad I go to it, but it's not that high. I think our insurance is quite good.
Well, I was going to the chiropractor before PC, so.
Right.
I gotta find somebody to level up because this quest will not let me find.
You really need to level up because I think the next gym is the one with Misty, and if you don't have any electric Pokemon, this is going to really suck for you.
The water gym's really not that hard, really, honestly. I think the water gyms are pretty easy.
I was pretty hard during the water gym.
Yeah, I know you were. Everybody was. Lots of cosplays out there being hard for the water gym.
Here's a question. So when they brought Misty into the TV show, they gave her a completely different outfit from the original games.
From the games?
Yeah. No. Pokemon Red and Blue. Do you not remember?
I remember her being fairly similar.
She's like in a black bikini or something.
You're right, she is.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my god, I just had a flashback.
So here's a question. Why wasn't she in a black bikini the whole time in the TV show?
That's better?
Listen. Anticipate the trends. Most girls nowadays wear, a lot of crop tops. That could have passed.
I mean...
Not to say, Misty did wear a crop top in the TV show.
I was going to say, a lot of Misty cosplayers wear a lot less than that, too. I've seen them.
And we thank you all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for your contribution.
I've never cosplayed.
I know, and I'm disappointed.
I know. I came to Dragon Con that one year.
I am extremely disappointed.
Completely nothing. Absolutely nothing. At all. I had bracelets on and my watch.
Crowds of people running away in terror. I can.
Because we've never seen anything that big before.
I can still remember the screams of why is it twisted that way.
Well, when you have that kind of length,
I don't
you
think
can do a lot. You can
I
do a
don't
lot.
think they were worried about the length so much as the color.
Listen, when you have that kind of length, you want to do a lot of balloon animals, and doing balloon animals makes it turn kind of purple when the oxygen and blood flow gets cut off. So it's not.
Just saying. Doing that to an appendage of any type is a little weird.
You try to make a giraffe out of it, all right?
I have.
You've made one out of mine, but not yours.
No, I've never done that. No. That's not happened here nor there.
That was last night.
Once again, I plead the fifth. I like how we had a good, deep conversation. Now we're talking about balloon animals and appendages.
I'm not talking about an appendage. I'm talking about a penis. Mine even.
Shaking my head. Just. Oh man.
SMH.
So
shit hits mom.
Coming to the theater this summer. So like, what other movies are coming out that you're like interested in? I know. We saw a few weeks ago. You and I went to the theater to see the director's cut of Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan.
That was
we
awesome.
also saw the director's cut of the director's cut of No Way Home.
And we saw Clerks 3,
we saw Clerks 3,
which had a director commentary at the end.
Yeah, it did. It did. We need to do a cast on that one.
We do. We really do.
So what's coming up? Honestly, this year, not a whole lot has me too interested. We got a lot of Oscar bait coming this way, but Oscar bait is never really advertised until, what, 2 weeks before it?
Two weeks before the Oscars? Yeah.
Yeah. Black Adam's coming out, but I gotta tell you,
it's unfortunate because The Rock has become slowly more awesome, if you ask me. But
I like Dwayne Johnson. Yeah.
I do.
I think he's got a lot of charisma. And I'll say this. If I'm going to go see Black Adam, it's more because Dwayne Johnson's in it and less because of Black Adam or DC.
Yeah, no, I will go see that movie strictly for him.
Halloween Ends. I probably have more interest in seeing.
Very true. I'm still trying to work my way through the franchise.
Yeah, have you watched any of them at this point?
I haven't finished Halloween. Just because I fell asleep.
Dude.
I know.
You wounded me.
So
I know. I fell asleep during...
You absolutely wounded me.
I fell asleep during Halloween, I know. In my defense, it was a really long day.
Oh, that hurts, man.
I know.
God, I love the first Halloween.
Bye-bye now.
Yeah, I just bought a pixelated lamp. What of it? Or a window. Put it with my other pixelated window. Alright. What do we have coming up that we can, like, talk about? That we don't really,
Is this game called Dreamlight Valley?
This game is called Dreamlight Valley.
Just making sure. I'm making a tweet.
Watch JR play a stupid knockoff of Animal Crossing.
And if you don't want to, we'll have it up on YouTube soon.
Where you can not watch more of it. Let's see. I bought this with the intent of putting it in my room, and now I don't know where to put it. Actually, no, I do. Speaking of The Incredibles, GJ.
Yes.
There's The Incredibles costume.
Is that Mr. Erect?
That is Mr. Erect.
All right.
Good job with your knowledge. of I wreck things.
Let's see here. I can tell you what I'm not looking forward to.
What's that?
Avatar 2.
That's definitely a movie I roll my eyes at.
Yeah, well. I'll give... I want to see this out of pure interest of how they're going to handle it. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
I do too.
For a few reasons. One, it looks less like a Black Panther movie. It looks less like a movie about a superhero and more about a movie about a culturally specific nation in disarray due to the loss of someone they love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm very interested to see that. It looks like a beautiful film. I was kind of in shock by the trailer, all the different shots going on in it.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous. It looks prettier than the first film.
Well, I was wondering, ever since his death, I was wondering how they would handle that. I was wondering if Marvel would pan it off as just, a passing of a superhero onto the next generation, or if they would honor Chad and his work and his battle with cancer.
Well, I think...
And kind of building a... Because a lot of people, like, Black Panther hit with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering if they would, like I said, just pass it off as another Marvel movie, or if they would honor Chad through some sort of means where what he's done for the generation, if that makes sense.
We'll see how that pans out. I worry about it being too meta with that, because I think the best way to honor Chad would be to move forward. You're
not wrong.
So I'm interested in how they handle that. Now we'll go on to one I will not watch and have no interest in seeing, Pinocchio.
Again, rolling my eyes.
Another one I don't have any interest in, Lyle Lyle Crocodile.
Yeah, no. I didn't know this feature was on here.
Oh, the flowers are going to love this rain.
Let's see.
Oh.
What feature is this?
Oh, just finding somebody. It'll lead you right to him.
I'm going to admit I have some interest in The Woman King, but not enough to go see it. Not enough to spend money on it right now.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Pleasant morning to you.
I do want to see Netflix's Blonde. Heard a lot of controversial things about that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, The Life of Marilyn Monroe, played by Ana de Armas.
It's the first
Which
time
I really hope that's how I pronounce her name.
It's the first time I'm hearing about it.
I will watch Hocus Pocus 2.
Of course! Oh my god! I'm low-key super excited for that. This is the first time I've actually verbalized my excitement. It's been far too long since I've seen the first Hocus Pocus, and I can't wait to see everybody reprising their role.
And here's one that I found interesting only because he hasn't done anything like this in a very long time. So George Clooney's back in a romantic comedy, right?
Yeah.
With Julia Roberts.
Oh my god.
And they play, it's this movie called Ticket to Paradise, right? And so they're a split couple. They're a divorced couple.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And the only thing they can agree on right now is that the man that their daughter is about to marry is the wrong man. And so they decide to join forces to, like, stop her from marrying this guy. And I'm like, What would bring George Clooney back to the chick flick, the rom-com genre, you know? Like, what?
I mean, it better be a good script.
I mean, yeah, because George Clooney, he's been really on board with, like, well, first of all, he's been behind the camera a lot, too.
Yeah.
And he's really on board with, you know, very politically inclined and emotional stories, right?
Right.
So to go back to this...
It better be a good script.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's making it. I was very surprised to see a seasoned George Clooney back at it with this. And a part of me only wants to see it just because he is back at it.
He's come back?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get you.
You know, we haven't talked about the really obvious thing today.
I mean, it is pretty big. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had the erection.
It's called an erection.
Oh,
all right?
sorry.
Mr. Erection. The erections. The erections 3 better do something different.
The erectionables.
I'm getting a little tired of just doing, you know, bent over this whole time. We need something a little more straight up. So, today we launched our 3rd season of Phase 3.
Do that, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And it's kind of a quiet launch. Launch. It's a quiet.
I had a quiet
lunch. I was sitting at the.
Just sat in my car.
I was sitting at the lunch detention table,
listening to music.
Do you remember lunch detentions?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What a stupid idea. Why did we ever agree to not talk at lunch detention table? Okay, so we get lunch detentions in middle school, and they sit us all at this table, and we're not supposed to talk the whole time. Of course, we're just like looking at each other. We're trying, you know,
to
not to make each other, communicate by other means. And I'm sitting here thinking, looking back on it, going, you know, if we all just talked at the same time and ignored them, they couldn't stop us. What are they going to do?
Give
us another lunch detention? No.
Tell us to shut up? I don't think that's the story I've ever told you.
What?
My very first day at that school.
You got a lunch detention?
Yeah.
No, you did tell me that.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Well, let's tell
What a stupid concept.
Let's tell everybody else. So, my very first day at this brand new middle school, and on top of that, all right, gotta say it was a private school where they made us wear collared shirts and khakis.
Yeah, no, we didn't have uniforms.
Yeah, we didn't have uniforms.
They just made us spend a shitload of money on clothes that we wouldn't wear outside of school.
See that? All right. That's the thing. I've come to the conclusion that if you make a kid wear that in school, he will spend the rest of his life avoiding those clothes.
Style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and now I'm in a job where I don't wear that stuff.
Yeah,
anymore.
I think you and I are living proof of that. It's because I wear faded T-shirts and graphic T-shirts all the time.
Whereas if they had just ponied up the money to give us uniforms, and I know everyone makes fun of like private schools for the whole uniform thing, but hear me out. If they had just ponied up the dough for uniforms, we would never have worn that again either. Because I mean, where else are we going to find that, right?
Yeah.
They're just the uniforms.
Yeah.
We don't associate every other collared shirt.
You can't talk tonight.
I really can't. We don't associate every other collared shirt, polo, to those specific uniforms.
Yeah.
We would just associate those uniforms with that school.
Right.
And we would never, we burned the uniforms once we graduated.
Burn.
But instead, they just made us hate polos and slacks. That's why I wear no pants to work every day.
It's quite
I
breezy.
come to work in a Speedo.
Again, lots of kids screaming. Anyway, first day at middle school, this brand new school. I was transferred in at 6th grade. Didn't know a single soul. So I get a detention because I forgot homework, which on top of that is even more stupid because I was a light transfer, so I didn't know about the homework. So when he asked for it, he gave me a detention because I didn't know about homework. That stupid, I know. So on top of lunch detention, he made me do wall sits. Do you remember those?
Dude, I still do wall sits.
Well, yeah.
I remember. I don't associate wall sits with the school. I associate wall sits with how I torture myself and my team.
Well, all right. So wall sits and detention. So when I get to lunch, it's spaghetti. It's spaghetti day, which I gotta say was kind of a high point because I love spaghetti. Well, I sit down at the table and I put my tray down. I look at my fellow convicts and I just kind of nod. Sit down, put my fork in my tray. Tray's not all the way on the table. Everything just falls all over me.
Yep.
I mean, spaghetti sauce, noodles, everything. And I don't have... something was wrong with my cell phone at the time. So it's like, can't call mom for new clothes. Had to finish out the day like that. Got a detention on my first day. Spaghetti sauce all over my... You know, yeah. Looks like I just gone through the vicious attack on a dog who was trying to get my hot dog.
See, when I got lunch detentions, it was rarely for missing homework. If I'm going to get lunch detention, it's going to be because I did something absolutely hilarious. So one time, you remember how they forced us to lock our lockers?
Oh, God.
In middle school? Okay, in addition to the lunch detentions, which was just a stupid idea, they made us lock our lockers, not only like after school, but in between classes too. Otherwise, we got a lunch detention. So we had to lock our lockers, and in the 5 minutes between getting from one class to another and switching out books, we had to go to our locker, we had to unlock our lockers, do the whole, combination thing, and then come back, right?
Yeah.
Well, so me and I think Colton had an idea. We knew some people didn't really lock their lockers. They just made it look like it was locked.
Yeah, didn't lock.
Yeah. And so we found the locks that were still open, right? Mm-hmm. And so we took all those locks and we went to, I want to say it was Michael's locker. It might have been, I don't think it was Michael's. I think it was someone else.
Gary?
Oh, it might have been Gary. Gary, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. But, okay, so we took all those, like, loose locks. I think we found, like, 6 or 7 of them, okay?
Mine was wonderful.
It could have been yours because you weren't there that day.
No, but I always kept my locker unlocked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but you weren't there that day. So what we ended up doing is we went to it was probably Gary's, I don't know. We went to his locker, right? Mm-hmm. Which was locked, okay?
Yeah.
Good boy.
And then we locked one of those locks that we found on that lock. And then we locked it on another lock. And so we made this long lock. So he couldn't get into his locker. And what's worse is because no one can tell whose lock is whose. It was impossible to open up his locker. Like, because we had to get everyone whose lock we had stolen involved to unlock all of that. It was like this long, chain of locks. And so everyone just had to try each lock with their own combination one at a time to eventually get it out.
God, that sounds...
I think that was like 3 lunch detentions right there.
That sounds like
I don't feel bad about it in the least.
It sounds like an awful nightmare. Not only for Gary, but for everybody else involved.
Oh, yeah, no, a lot of people were mad at me.
This sounds awful.
I had a ball. It was great. Would do it again, 10 out of 10.
Would recommend.
But yeah, no, going back to we dropped our first episode for season 3 today. We dropped it and we've already gotten a few listens, some feedback and whatnot. I know some have already said that they're, they actually praise us for our vulnerability in
Wait,
it. And,
what feedback have we gotten?
largely from Michael.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
Michael
yeah.
have to say?
You know what? I'm gonna let you read that sometime. I think it would be more special if you read it on the tweeter,
On the Twitter?
on the iRector.
Wait,
You heard me.
No, I'm confused now because we're replacing
No, it's
with
okay.
or
It's all right. It's all right, babe. No, it's okay. No, it's all right.
I like how
No, it's okay. It's more than the tip. It's fine. It's okay.
Oh,
I like how Ariel's over here being like Jaws. Dun.
She's almost lit as well as the live action trailer.
Wow.
No, the movie is literally lit that dark. Oh my god.
I've seen the trailer, but still.
Get your mind out of the racist gutter, man. No, genuinely, I couldn't tell if she had red hair or not.
No, that's true. I don't know if she does.
The movie is lit like a Holocaust film.
It's true. It does.
All the vibrance and color that's in the original Little Mermaid, and that's what they come up with.
Yeah.
And don't give me the excuse, well, she's underwater, it's supposed to be dark and murky. You've clearly not watched
What we can do.
Aquaman.
Oh my
Because
god.
there's nothing but neon underwater in that
That is
movie.
one of the most brightly lit movies.
Yeah, no, that's a gorgeous looking movie. The new Under the Sea movie, it looks terrible. Looks terrible.
It does. It looks really bad. GJ, I finally found something to do. On the game. I finally found a quest. I was just walking around aimlessly for the first half of that conversation.
Wait, you actually haven't been playing the main game
No,
since then?
I haven't.
We've been covering bases about erections and lunch detentions and
Filler!
movies that go outside the box, and you've just been...
Walking around. Filler!
So are you about to do something
Yes,
now?
I am about to do something.
What are you about to do?
Ask the following villagers about Eric.
So you're about to
Talk to people.
talk to a human.
Yep. And he's not here. When I told you I was trying to think of a game to play, you're like, play that Disney game.
Yeah, but I just assumed you had things to do in it. I mean, it's a sandbox game, right? So
Kind of. It's kind of a sandbox game.
I guess. I don't really know if I completely understand
This game.
the term sandbox.
I don't either.
Don't tell me that. I've had so much faith in your terminology with these video games.
I mean, I know like RPG and first-person shooters and loot and shoot, but I have no idea what sandbox means.
I love me some loot and shoot.
What?
I love me some loot and shoot.
Dude, I'm telling you, we need to figure out a way to get Tiny Tina on here. But then both of us will not be having convenient, coherent thoughts.
Or getting any work done, for that matter.
That's true. Which I should be doing right now. Should be doing work right now.
Hello.
Should we spoil what our next Dress Space episode is about? Or at least drop some hints?
I've already dropped a hint. If you're following me on TikTok, I've already dropped a hint.
Oh, you have already dropped it in. I forgot about that. Fine. That's
right.
mine and G's audio.
This
is Rebecca's.
Oh, so true. So
Man.
true.
Our next topic kind of makes me want to learn how to play the piccolo.
Boo! 'Cause
did Lando Calrissian say to Han Solo when Darth Vader started chasing them? Go, Han.
Hey, can you help me? Hello.
You think that's bad? Here's one. All right. So there's a first mate on a ship, and he's talking to a bunch of the crew members, right? And he says, okay, in Jamaica, pies will now be $2.50. In the Bahamas, pies will now be $1.75. And one of the crew members looks over to another crew member and he asks, what is he talking about? And the crew member replies, these are the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I knew exactly where you're going, and I just let it happen. I didn't even walk into that one. That was forced upon me. Oh, my head.
I forcibly inserted information into your ear hole. I raped your ear.
Ear raped. Like those things from Wrath of Khan.
From Wrath of Khan, yep. I put a SETI seal in your ear.
Oh my gosh.
Turn a phaser on yourself now.
Don't give me any ideas. So, what other topics do you think we should cover?
I just had to
this,
come to the surface to see you.
We should definitely do Clerks 3.
You know, I still think we should give, even if we don't. I think first of all, we need to address the elephant in the room, which is maximum drift.
I was going to do that on the actual show, but yeah, we're obviously not doing that anymore.
Yeah, we've decided to put maximum drift on hold.
Indefinitely.
Yeah.
Back and see me soon.
Because, well, time and...
Yeah, being one man down, the lack of time, and kind of the mental state of us as a collective, maximum drift just seemed like a bad idea. This does not mean we are not finishing our episodes on Ultraman Geed.
Or Beast Wars.
We are fully aware Ultraman Geed is our most listened to episode by far. It's not even close.
No,
it's not even close. So we need to get back on that because somehow, some way, that's the episode that everyone just jumped on.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. I didn't expect it.
You can never predict these things.
Even though I know most of our listeners are
Can we talk?
kaiju friendly, I guess.
Yeah.
Most of
Tokusatsu kaiju friendly. Yeah. I'd say that.
I did not see that coming.
You know, you never know. I thought Star Trek 6 was going to, you know, blast the doors open, but didn't.
Well,
actually, Star Trek 4 is our most listened to episode, one with Nathan.
Well, it's Nathan, of course.
Well, yeah, they tuned in for Nathan.
Nathan has some popularity behind him.
Yeah.
Bye.
We also we need to backtrack a little bit too. We're going to cover No Way Home. We're going to cover the Batman.
Well, yeah, by backtrack, because it's always been a plan to talk about the Marvel movies, and we are severely behind on that. The only one we actually discussed was Black Widow, and I think we only discussed that out of turn because of the situation and the comparison that we made.
Well, and also, I mean, it was current.
Yeah.
At the time, you know, so it was good to. It was a popular topic at the time too, so it was good to go ahead and just get that one out of the way. And we'll do No Way Home because it's a popular one too. I mean, it's still fairly popular, and after it was re-released in theaters, I think it's a good time to, you know, give it a whirl.
Very true. But yeah, so we aren't doing Maximum Drift anymore, but we will still continue to bring out these episodes and talk about
Erections.
yes, erections. And hopefully we'll be doing a little more of this kind of thing.
Why are you killing Mothra's eggs?
Why not? I think the more important question is, why are Mothra's eggs giving me glass?
I mean, that's a sentence that baffles me, so
Yeah.
you got me.
Yeah.
You win. You win, you always do.
But yeah, I want to get more involved in just doing more gaming concepts. Like I said, I want to do some Borderlands with G. I want to play one of my favorite games, which is Xenoverse, because I found out you can play Xenoverse on PS5. The only difference is I've got to start all over. So I might do some solo episodes of that. I might do have G do some commentary over him, because when I play Xenoverse, I go into full gaming mode. I don't talk at all.
You know, it'd be a whole lot worse if we could find a way to get Budokai Tenkaichi 3
Oh my gosh.
streaming. Man, they are missing such a massive audience by not re-releasing that somewhere.
They really are. Do I have anything I can give you?
Of course, you'll go through game controllers
Oh my
less
gosh.
by not playing it, so...
I don't think I've broken more game controllers over that. Any other game except that. Also remembered the day we tried to play that on the Switch. Or not the Switch, the Wii. Oh man, it would be so cool to do moves like actually in the show.
Yeah, you know, the whole Wii thing only worked in so far, right?
Yeah.
Like, the Wii was a fantastic system. But I gotta admit, the best games were not the ones where, you know, you flailed your arms quite as much.
I don't know. Rabid Rabbits was pretty fun. Rayman?
Yeah.
We
But
played
I'm
that a
thinking,
lot.
you know, the two games we played the most, and two games we still play the most on Nintendo are Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart.
Very true.
Which, have you played the new maps recently?
On Mario Kart? No, I
Yeah.
haven't. I didn't know they came out with new
Oh,
maps.
yeah.
We
Like, they have a Mushroom Gorge from the Wii on there now.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's another thing G and I have wanted to figure out how to stream. We are in the thick of things on, what is it? It's Ultimate Alliance 3?
I don't know what number it is, but
It's-
it's an Ultimate Alliance
It's
game.
an Ultimate Alliance game, and we are in the thick of it. Like, this is one of the hardest games I think either of us have ever played. We die like every 2 seconds. We wanted to start streaming that, but can't. There's some kind of situation we have to especially set up with the Switch, but maybe we'll figure it out one day.
Nah. Let me ask you, is that game available on the PS4 or 5?
No, but when I was doing a dive into like my PS5, because it'll show me what games I still have. When I went into my library, Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 are on there. And Ultimate Alliance 2 is the comic book version of Civil War. It's like
Oh, gotcha.
it follows
Yeah.
the Civil War from the comics point of view.
Man, I've always wanted to be a Confederate.
Wow. Okay, Cap. Oh man, so much to do, so little time.
So many people to kill, so little time.
Boy. But next time we do this, it'll probably be a lot more entertaining than what this has been. I think we just wanted.
I don't know. I've just been kind of chilling, just talking. I'm playing a game too.
You are.
Yeah, I am.
You're playing a game probably more people would be interested in.
Well, I wouldn't say no, definitely not. This is Disney. They override anything. Let's be real here.
Disney will take your money over anything.
I'm playing a very prestigious phone game
Godzilla.
from Toho Games.
Yeah.
It's called Godzilla. What's this game called? Battle Line. I didn't know that's what it's called.
I just saw Godzilla and I downloaded it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, and regardless, next time we do this, hopefully it'll be a lot more entertaining. Hopefully there'll be better gameplay.
I'm entertained. Dude, you got a freaking apple. You got another freaking apple. And you have Moana's version of Dwayne Johnson there.
Close enough.
Yeah,
Maui.
that one.
Yeah. Alright, well guys, well regardless. I am JR.
I'm G.
You can find me on gosh, I'm so tired right now.
On something.
Yeah.
You can find me
You can find me hanging
on
around.
the information highway.
You can find me on the interwebs. I'm on TikTok, Little Man Says, and Instagram. No, yeah, I was on Instagram, but Twitter. That's it. Twitter at littleman_says1.
Tinder. I'm on Tinder.
Well, to be honest. Are you gonna sign up?
Oh, right, yeah. No, I'm on the information highway as well, JR.
What is your information highway information?
I'm on Twitter at Gman of Mysterio. You can find me on Substack, Deferential Wrath of a Rusting Markalite Cannon, at markalite.substack.com.
And we have been
The Driftbears.
Drift Gaming 4. This episode, we figured out we are going to put this episode up on our YouTube channel, which is called The Drift.
Well, let's be honest. If you're watching this sometime after we streamed, you've already found it.
Yeah. Actually, the YouTube, now I think about it, is called TDS Gaming. So if you found it, you found it. All right, guys. See ya. And have a good night.
And always stay strapped.
Always stay strapped. Oh, boy.
Well, we gotta stop recording too. Always stay strapped.